Alex Panayi, my goodness, thank you so much for joining me to chat. It's such an honor to
Oh,
be
it's my
chatting to you.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. So I think for most Eurovision fans, they will recognize you. Well, I recognize you from Eurovision 1995, Steve Fucha, and a song which I love.
In Dublin.
Of course. It's funny. I was chatting to Jan Johansson only last week about his experience of Dublin, and
Right.
he loved his time there, and those were the days when we used to win. Not so much now. And 2000, of course, Nomica, which is a song I really love. In fact, I was listening to it for the umpteenth time just before we were chatting. But can you tell me if I'm right or wrong? You have also been a backing singer in Eurovision. Isn't that right?
I have. In 1989 and in 1991.
Yeah.
And then in 2005, in 2009 for Greece, I was a backing vocalist and a vocal director. That's how it all started, sort of like snowball after that.
Yeah.
Of course, after Helena won in 2005, I got a lot of gigs for 2006, 2007, 8, 9, etc. And I've been at Eurovision from 2011, 2012 until for 10 years nonstop. So, and I think in total it's been like 18 Eurovisions. Yeah, 18 Eurovisions of either a performer, a composer, a producer, or a vocal director, artistic director, backing vocalist.
Yeah,
I think I've done it all.
You've done a lot. You've been a backing singer. You've been the main performer. You've been involved. Where do we start? I mean, what sticks out for you in all those years? What really sticks out?
Well, three things. Okay. My first Eurovision in 1989
in Switzerland.
In Switzerland, I was 18 years old in the army, and you have to remember that at the time there was only one channel in Cyprus.
Okay.
And that was a state channel, and that's all we could watch. There was no internet, no nothing. So Eurovision was everything.
Of course.
So I would wake up and sleep dreaming of participating in Eurovision. So that happened in 1989. And of course, that was like a huge event for me. That was stepping on that stage in Lausanne and, you know, watching everyone else rehearse and meeting them. And it was like a dream come true. I saw the previews, like I used to see them every year and learn them by heart. And then I actually got to go there and be one of them. And it was like, oh my God.
Dream come true.
Absolute dream come true. Strongest feeling that I can ever remember. And of course, then there was 1995, Stifotia, which was my first song as a soloist, composer and lyricist. And that was also an incredible moment for me because everything was on my shoulders. And luckily it went fine. It went really well. Everyone liked it, and in Cyprus and overseas. And it's been one of the most iconic moments for Cyprus in history. So I'm so freaking excited about that as well. Plus, everyone from that team is still my very, very best friend. So, you know, it was like...
That's good to hear,
everything just kind of worked. And then, of course, was 2005, when as a vocal director and backing vocalist, together with Helena, we won the grand prize, which was another dream come true.
Amazing, yes.
Yeah, these are the three major landmarks in my Eurovision career. Three major landmarks.
Do you still have the jacket from '95?
Oh, tragic.
Oh no! There's a tragedy coming here. Oh no!
I took it to a seamstress to recondition it.
Okay.
And they had introduced her to me. She was an Albanian lady living in Athens. And I wanted to recondition the jacket because I'd been wearing it on shows here and there. and it started showing signs of wear. And I wanted to recondition it and then frame it. After a few months of having no news from the seamstress, I paid her a surprise visit at her apartment.
Okay.
Where we found out that she had disappeared overnight with all the clothes she had in her workshop, which were clothes from famous singers and all this. She was like the top of the cream of the cream. She disappeared off the face of the earth with my jacket, so I don't have it anymore.
It's maybe on eBay. She's maybe trying to sell it on eBay. So that would, you know, it's funny because I'm not just saying this, but I would be a huge fan of that Cypriot Greek sound at Eurovision, and it was joy to see Greece, you know, win in 2005, and you know, for me as well, I think Greece and Cyprus have throughout the years from their earliest contests sung brilliant songs, but shamefully overlooked, and it's only recent years, really, isn't it? Whenever the kind of the Greek and maybe more so now recently too for Cyprus, that they're starting to be recognized. I mean,
it's true. It's like okay, this may sound a bit provocative, but if the Cyprus entry, let's say, was sent by Sweden, it would not have been overlooked. I'm not talking about any specific entry at all. It would not have been overlooked. Okay. Or it's the same goes for a song from Austria or for something, but that doesn't mean that if you send something exceptional, like it happened for Austria, like it happened for Portugal, like it happened for Cyprus with the second place with the Fureira, that it would not get noticed. But if you send an okay song, if it were Sweden, it would probably make the top 10. If it's Cyprus, it probably wouldn't qualify. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So it's so, but you're right, as in that in the past 3 or 4 years, Cyprus has had a bit more of the recognition that it deserves for its efforts put into the Eurovision, because it puts in a lot of effort every year. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Everdiki, for example, you know, whenever she appeared in 94, you know, I know she appeared in 92, but 94, that's a fantastic song. Although I'm happy, you know, as an Irish fan, that's not Ireland won, but certainly, but of course, who's not biased when it comes to Eurovision? But
that's another example. That's another example. It was before the time of quirky songs, though. In 1995, I mean, when I was ninth, finally, I mean, Denmark was quirky, right?
Great tune.
And it did really well. They came fourth. So, and also another thing I have to say is like, Cyprus and Greece get a lot of heat about their exchanged high points, sometimes mostly 12 points. But there's other larger groups that do that, and they don't get as much heat as we do because we're only 2 countries. So you know that every year it's Greece and Cyprus, whereas you know Sweden, Iceland, Denmark, Norway, and Finland, and sometimes Latvia, Estonia will do these exchanges, but they're not as blatantly obvious as is with 2 countries. Or the same with Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, North Macedonia, Bulgaria. I mean, you have the Balkan cartel, let's put it that way, and then you have the ex-Soviet cartel. So
but I was like, I've been chatting about this recently, and it makes sense. So because I mean, like Cyprus, Greece, you share a language, really. Essentially, you know, you understand, you would know a lot of the performers. It's a bit like Ireland, UK. You know, we would know the performers, and it's the same with Scandinavia. So, like, no country can win with its neighbors, just its neighbor votes.
Same with Cyprus and Greece. I mean, whoever has a career in Greece has a career in Cyprus.
Exactly.
Whoever is popular in Greece is popular in Cyprus, and whoever sings in Greek and is popular in Cyprus is also popular in Greece. So because it's of their own ethnicity, let's put it that way.
But you know, Alex, you know yourself, you know, neighborly voting hasn't been a thing that's just started recently. It's always been the case from the early
my God,
days,
yes,
some years back. Even like I remember, like I don't remember, but I've seen footage of the 1966 contest. You know, and I think there was some booing going on, or you know, with you know, neighborly voting. But I don't think it's in news.
France
like
and Monaco and Luxembourg.
Of course. But you know, no country has ever won, as I said, just because of its neighbours voting for it. You know, Alina didn't win just because Cyprus voted for it. You know, I always think, you know, a good song is going to come through. You know, would you agree with that?
That's exactly what I was saying before. When there's a good song where it's something that's unique and it's a good proposition, then it always does well, regardless of neighborly voting or not.
Yeah, of course.
Always do.
Of course. You were also involved with the Russian song in 2016 for Sergei, and that was a great act. So what was that like for you?
Oh, it was amazing because Sergei is one of the top artists in Russia. So it was, of course, and I mean, Russia is a country of 300 million. You know, it's like it's a big deal.
There's a few people there. Yeah.
It's a big deal. We were under the microscope, and the work that I did was very important to me. It was very difficult work. Let's say I did Russia in 2014, where I had another huge difficulty with the twins, the Tolmachevi twins. They were not seasoned enough to be able to express themselves, and for me to be able to easily convey the emotion, because I was singing a ballad, to convey emotion and expression and dynamics and true interpretation, right? Sergei was the opposite. He was a seasoned performer. He was very comfortable in expressing his emotions through singing, giving us all the everything that we needed. But he was a huge star, and they were not. They were like soldiers. It was a lot easier for me to train the twins than to train Sergei, who was a very seasoned performer,
of course,
with millions of followers. And you know, he could very easily say, "Oh, come on, I don't need any help. I've had my career," but he didn't. Yeah. But it was just a very different way, a very different approach, with very similar results. They both ended up being sensational on the night. Yeah. Very good vocally. Very good vocally. Yeah. Very emotional and very emotive. So I'm very proud of my work with them, even though it was very, very difficult work in both times. And in 2019, even worse, because he was coming from an almost win. He was the popular vote winner, and third all. Yeah. And then he was super nervous trying to at least do that his second time around. Yeah. Super nervous. Yeah. So a lot of insecurities were coming through, and it was again a struggle to keep the spirit of the team high. Because this is also part of my job, is to make sure that their psychology and not only their vocal performance, their emotional performance, it reaches as close to 100% as possible. Yeah. So it was difficult, very difficult.
It's hard for a performer to come back the second time, isn't it? Especially if they've done particularly well.
Yeah, very hard. And I'm sorry, Cypriot flies around here. It's 40 degrees here.
Well, I wish it was out here. It's certainly not 40 degrees in Ireland. But anyway.
But what was the question again? I forget.
No, the flight took the question away. No, I was asking you in terms of performers coming back the second time is often very difficult.
It's very risky, because but it's like I always say, it's like Eurovision is a drug, and it's the most addictive drug you'll ever have. You'll ever try, and you want to go back. It's just, and when you've been picked to the post,
yes,
this is the first feeling you get. Oh, I gotta go back and win it this time, and that's what a lot of the artists do. Yeah, and of course, the spontaneity of the first act is rarely surpassed second time round.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes
like,
happens, but rare. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's actually better, but it's very rare. I mean, like Sergei, for me, I mean, both songs are great, but I mean, nothing will surpass You're the Only One for me. Or for Chiara, I mean, Angel, it was an okay song. She came second, clearly, of course, again. But
it's okay, yes.
The first song, I think what was it called? The One That I Love.
The One I Love, 98.
So much more honest and so much more emotional. And she was so much more innocent.
Yes.
What made her almost win? You know what I mean? And then coming second time around, everything is planned, and you want to surpass that and whatever. You don't have that emotional bang that you would have the first time around.
Yeah, it's too precious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same with me. I went twice.
Yeah.
Same with me.
Nomica, did you feel pressured the second time, Alex?
I felt a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Cyprus hadn't been doing well recently, and pressure to do a little bit better, first of all, and the pressure to do as well as I had done last time, which didn't happen. The pressure to surpass myself artistically, which is what I'm saying, it comes into what I was saying before. It wasn't spontaneous. It was too well thought. It was, let's do something that's gonna wow this and that. And let's try with the silver. It was the era of going crazy on the Eurovision stage, and I'm crazier than usual. So it wasn't really from the heart. It was more from the brain. And when it's music, it's better when it's from the heart.
And Steve Fucha would have been more from the heart. You would say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with nothing to lose. Because when Steve Fucha was selected, it wasn't the most popular choice.
Okay.
Michalis Hadjiyannis, who represented Cyprus in 1998 and then went on to become
huge now.
One of the big stars in the Greek world. Had 2 songs that year, and he was Cyprus's sweetheart. He was a 16-year-old with a voice of gold and a face of an angel that everybody loved. And here came this 24-year-old long-haired idiot who just came from the USA, and everyone thought that I bought my way to win. So I got friendly fire. Let's put it that way.
Friendly fire.
There was not a lot of support for me or the song.
That's a shame.
Getting to Ireland and getting the reaction I did from the press and from the local press and the newspaper coverage, and it was huge for me. It was like validation, and then getting that good result, no matter if it was first or ninth, it was a good result for me. Cyprus was shaken. I mean, it wasn't, but I mean, they saw the final results, and then when I returned to Cyprus, I was somewhat of a hero. Let's put it that way. Everyone was really impressed, and everyone loved it in Cyprus, and we're very proud of what we've done. So it turned 180, and it was this spontaneity, this nothing to lose thing that made the song and the experience so much more special. Where in 2000, everything, I had lived through it already. Everything was sort of old. There were a lot of new difficulties. There was the free language rule that was implemented. So I had a lot of pressure to do it in English. I had some setbacks. I couldn't do it in English. So I ended up saying, okay, let's do part of it in Italian, because it was already recorded and written in Italian. Everything was sort of like not ideal that year. And I think it showed in the end. And people probably didn't connect to it as well. And it was 100% televote as well. It hasn't fared well for Cyprus at all. It's like Cyprus doesn't exist at the televote, unless it's Fureira, or at least these extremes. Otherwise, it just doesn't exist in the televote. Which is sad.
I can't imagine. No, I mean, saw it in English. Obviously, I've never heard it in English, but I would you have wanted even to have sung it in English, Alex?
I
Really?
did. I wanted it in
Did
2000,
you?
but looking back at it now,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, just fully Greek would have been nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's I'm not just saying it because you're sitting there, but I really like that song. You know, in fact, as I said, I like most of the Cypriot songs at Eurovision and Greek and Turkey as well. So I like that kind of sound. So in terms of like, you must know so many Eurovision performers, Alex. You know, like who's your besties? Who's your ESC besties?
Oof. Well, a person that I have deep within my heart, even though she's not a bestie per se, is Marie Myriam from 19.
Yeah.
I met because my friend Bruno, who was head of delegation for France for many years, who is my bestie, knew that I absolutely loved her. I adored her. 77 was my first Eurovision that I watched, and it really scarred me for life.
Scarred you for life. That's when everything went downhill.
And then when I went to visit him in Paris, he said, "Let's go out to dinner," and he took me to her restaurant, a wonderful Portuguese restaurant. You know, here she comes next to us and has dinner with us, and then we created a nice friendship after that.
That's good.
So
nice.
she's a person that is close to my heart. Of course, all the Cypriots are very close to my heart. I think Chingiz from 2019 has become a bestie.
Okay.
There's a mentorship, father figure kind of connection going on there, and I absolutely love the boy. Well, Elena, of course, is Elena Paparizou, just this experience bonds us, and we've worked a lot since then, and we've hung out together, and she's a dear friend and a wonderful person also.
Yeah, seems it. She seems it.
I don't like to just hang out with people because they're someone, or they've won something, or they've do something. I will be nice, and of course I will courteous, and I will be fun company, but close friendships solely depend on the person's character.
Of course. Yeah.
Solely depend on that.
Yeah.
They may be wonderful characters, but I may get a signal that they're closed to me, so therefore I can't open up myself.
Okay. Yeah.
Usually it's people that I can open up myself to and be comfortable around.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very important. And I can count them in the fingers of one of my hands. The Eurovision people that are very close.
Yeah. You were talking about all the Cypriot contestants, and certainly 97 Mononu. That's like up there as probably my no offense, but my top Cypriot song. You know, I just love everything about that song.
Okay, goodbye now.
And there's no point in lying. but you know what I mean. I just love that song.
Yeah, that's
a
lot of character.
Yeah, it was a great opener for 97 as well as a song. You know, but you know, it sounds to me that you are a huge Eurovision fan, Alex. You know, a bit like myself. You know, you're recounting different years and all, and it's. I think it's always lovely to see a Eurovision fan who loves it and also like takes part in it and is involved in it, because sometimes it can be people who maybe sneer at it and think, oh, you know, Eurovision's a joke, but Eurovision changes lives, and Eurovision, you know, can actually help lives, and the amount of people that you meet and friendships that you make. I mean, there's just nothing like it. As you said, it's like a drug, isn't it? It's just, there's nothing like it.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. I am a huge Eurovision fan, and I used to be even bigger when I was in my teens, like we all were. And early teens, especially, when I would record everything with a mic from the TV monitor at the house, and just learn it off by heart on cassette, melt that cassette until the night of the Eurovision. But I would record it again with a little mic on the speaker of the of the TV. I mean, I was that huge of a fan, and I would recreate it at elementary school with my. We did Bucks Fizz at elementary school and won the school contest, and we sewed skirts that would come off, and me and my friend Valentina's and two other girls, we just did the whole show step by step choreography. Dang it! It was like I was a huge fan, man. I mean, they don't get any bigger than that. And now, of course, it's become work. But I mean, what's this TikTok song that says, "Hey, hey, hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation." Exactly. I mean, it's a freaking dream come true, isn't it?
Of course.
I mean,
of course,
to have that and be able to do it every year in one way or another. And I was just really depressed I didn't get to do it this year. But I was doing other exciting things that also I loved. It was so it was a choice, and I was happy with it. But yeah, and it was kind of fun to actually sit down and watch Eurovision after more than a decade
as a viewer.
Order Slovakia and just sit there and cheer for the countries that I love, and there were a few this year.
Good songs this year. Some good songs this year. It's good for Italy as well to win, with a very different kind of song.
The pick to the post so many times this past decade.
What does Cyprus need to do to win, do you think? Because we've been close to some good results and overlooked shamefully, as I said. What needs to happen, if anything?
Originality.
Okay.
Spontaneity, as I said before. It's like no one saw Fuego coming. No one saw it coming. I mean, it was an okay song, and then boom, this woman was on stage and just like
everyone got everything come together.
And it was just like ideal. I mean, an Aura look Conchita. Originality, something that blows everyone's minds away. This is what needs to happen for Cyprus. Something that is just so perfect in its uniqueness. And of course, in its good quality of music, that it crosses the barriers. It just doesn't matter if you're Iceland voting, you'll vote for Cyprus. It doesn't matter if you're Russia, you'll give Cyprus your 12 points. I mean, this is what needs to happen. It needs to be like an awesome song with an awesome performer in any genre. It could be a ballad, it could be a freaking techno song, it could be a rap, it could be a folk song, it could be a pop song, it could be a drum and bass, it could be whatever. But as long as it has character, has the ability to emotionally touch the viewer from the other side of the screen, and shake them off their seats and make them vote. The same for the juries as well.
Something that they're going to sit up and take notice.
This is the only way Cyprus can do well, as I explained before. If it's a country that has traditionally done well, it's more easy to observe and see, oh, what have they done this year? Oh, and let's see. Oh yeah, actually, that's not bad. And, automatically, especially the juries, award points that are a bit exaggerated, at least in my opinion.
Okay. If just last question, I think, if you could go back to the young 1989 Alex Panayi, as he's about to walk on stage in Switzerland, so what would you tell him?
Enjoy the most incredible 3 minutes of your life. They were actually the most incredible 3 minutes of my adult life. That was it. That was the Eurovision, and I was so proud of myself. I wouldn't tell myself anything. I think I did exactly that when I was 18.
Enjoy this.
I walked on stage. I inhaled that stage, and my favorite song that year was Spain.
Okay.
And I think about. And I think Cyprus was just before that. I'm not sure. So we were like hiding. Just after, sorry. So we were hiding in the background, and I could just see her I could see the spotlight on her black curly hair, and the giant screen with the piano right there, and it, like I was in heaven. I wouldn't change a thing. I really experienced it to the maximum. I would not change a thing. That experience was unbelievable, and it'll stay with me till the day I die.
But it's such a joy, isn't it? Just to listen, just listening to you, it's the joy of it all is coming through so loud and clear. It's lovely to hear and see.
Even holding those Sennheiser microphones that I would see on the TV, and it's like holding the actual Eurovision microphone, stepping on that actual stage.
You're in the orchestra.
The rehearsal of the orchestra, and like it was just like incredible. The sectionals, and as a young musician, because I knew I was going to study music. I was a musician, and I was. This was all like eye-opening, and it was part of the reason why I was convinced that my future was with music.
And so it is, and so it was.
It was. Now look at me, an old man.
Not at all. Not at all.
And still talking about Europe.
Do you know what? Talking about Eurovision, Alex, it's been such a joy chatting to you.
Likewise.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, and you've been involved in Eurovision so much, and for me, it's a joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Best of luck with the YouTube channel. Best
of luck
with the group.
Thank you.
You don't need luck. And can't wait to chat with you soon.
Is there a message you'd like to say to Eurovision Debate?
Gosh, guys, keep debating, man. You're keeping us alive. You're the soul of this event. You really, truly are. No one appreciates it. No one loves it more than you. And no one makes it more special for us who are involved in it than you guys. So thank you so much. Bless you.
Alex Panayi, thank you so much, and bless you.
Ho perduto tutto quanto, ho ferito e dopo pianto. You're my lover, undercover. You're my sacred passion, and I have no other. Sono sti fotιά.